Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. As you can tell today, we're going to be taking a look at the super awesome Hogwarts Icons Collector's Edition set. That is a D2C set. It's really cool and there's a lot of reasons why. There's a lot of elements in it that make it like just really worth buying in my opinion, which we'll go over. It is set 76391 and it has 3,010 pieces. It retails for $250. And after getting this thing built, I definitely see why. This is kind of in the line of the micro scale Hogwarts Castle, which is also quite a showstopper piece. But I really like the presence of this one, especially if you don't have enough room to display that micro scale castle. This is another set that you can get. As you can tell, it actually does not fit all the way in the camera frame. There are some other goodies included towards the bottom, but we'll go over the whole entire thing in this video, which will be nice. I did want to show you the manual because it is quite the novel-y boy. It's very large and has an interesting little front cover there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and what I'm going to do is just show you the main build and then I'll show you all the accessories that come along with it. I think that'll be the easiest. And there's just so much detail and so many different things to go into. So yeah, strap in and let's get started. All right, and starting at the bottom here, we have a little bit of a house scarf sticking out of this little stack of books, like you just stacked the books on top of maybe your winter scarf for Hogwarts. It can be changed out and you can get all 4 houses on here, which is really cool. However, you can only have 2 built at the same time since the other 2 houses use the same secondary color, and that's done on purpose. But they're super easy to trade out. I'll show you all of them, but obviously, you know, this is Harry's stuff technically, so if you want to display it, I can see most people wanting to display it with the Gryffindor scarf, but I am a self-designated Ravenclaw, so I want to display it with my house colors. And I think it looks really good, so I did want to show you them. It pops off really easily from this bottom plate here. There's just a little 2x6 flat brown plate that it clicks onto. There's the back, and then you can just put it there. It's super easy to connect and disconnect, and you can change it. You can change it through the seasons if you want, but I'll show you all of them compared to each other. Here is the Gryffindor scarf. Here's Hufflepuff. And here is Slytherin. So it's pretty neat that you can customize those scarves. You can either leave it with just Harry's house as Gryffindor, or you can put it as your own house. So I really like that. Though do note that you can only keep 2 built at the same time. The instructions are the same, but you do definitely, if you change them out, want to use the brick separator because they're lots of flat tiles. So anyways, moving on. The next thing that you see, well, you have the main book, which lies open, and that is actually described as being Tom Riddle's diary. You can't really tell. I suppose it's movie accurate with the black edges and these little gold corners, but it's got some super interesting building techniques done around the sides. These are actually loose pieces that are just fit into place around the border, but they were actually really fun to put in to give it this book page look, and I really like that. The wand itself comes off, so we have Harry's wand and it sits on just a little ball joint there on the book. Pretty discreet. And then I think they did a pretty good job on the wand. I wasn't super convinced by the initial pictures, but like this is actually rather wood-esque for Lego, and it's really swooshable. Like it's really super fun to like hold and wave. It like fits in your hand well. And it's a pretty nice size. It is shorter than a real wand. And then of course you do see the ball joint there, but it is pretty discreet as well. And it's really quite sturdy. So I love the handle. I think it's very accurate looking. But yeah, really cool in my opinion. I really like that they included that. So you can display that, I guess, in any direction. I put it in this direction because it works best for me to have it like that, but I like that it clicks on the book. Super handy. And I also did want to note the way that the structure of this little stand is set up is there's basically you build this and then you have a hole in all of the books and they all stack on top of each other, and there's a Technic build inside that gives it its strength. I'll show you in the manual because that gives you the best visualization without having the set as to how all of it goes together. This This shows you how it's broken down in the bags, but you have the hole in the book and then this big Technic structure and then the holes in all of the other items that it fits through. So there's kind of a look at that. And I do like the 2 books that are included that are stacked on top of each other and closed. One is kind of Gryffindor colors here, and then one is Ravenclaw colors. I'm not 100% sure if that was on purpose, but I really like the way it looks, to be totally honest. And I'll just give you a 360 view of kind of that base and those books. Again, really finished. I like these modified 1x2 studs. They're bricks that give it the book page look. Looks really, really good. I personally think. A very finished book look. And then so moving up just a little bit, moving slightly past the little book layer, we have obviously the letter, which actually just disconnects relatively easily. And they are printed plates, 3 large printed plates, and they can move, but they're really set up just to be in this design here. I think they look really nice overall. It gives you a dotted line to put your name. I personally don't want to do that, but it is a really fun interactive feature if you choose to do so. It hooks on the back with these 2 little clips, and there's a small little pole underneath Hedwig's toes there. But with this letter here removed, you can kind of get a better look at the top of this book. And then on the back here, this is Hermione's potion box. And it doesn't lift off. It is internally built into the structure. So you can like lift it up, but you can't take it out. It has HG here. This is a printed piece. I really like that potions box. You'd have to quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that at one point Harry uses Hermione's potion set. So I think that's what this kind of has to do with it. I like that this is a good place to store the potions. The potions themselves are really, really cool. So we have Wormwood Infusion, and that's some dark green studs. There's a sticker on the back. All of these pieces are stickers, and then they have a cone in there to help kind of bolster the studs. I think that the studs are the best way to make something look liquid for Lego. It looks really good in my opinion. I love the way they designed the bottle. Really cool, like cork element there. And it's fun that you get 4 of them. I really like that. And then here is Powdered Root of Asphodel. And it's brown because, you know, root. I'm pretty sure that like Snape asks, what would you get if you mix Powdered Root of Asphodel with an infusion of wormwood and you get the Draught of Living Death? But you do get those 2 ingredients, which is pretty cool. Polyjuice Potion, of course, which we are all very familiar with. And I like that this one says HG. It's Hermione's potion. And then the potion number, super cool. And they use light green studs with a little green cone. This one I did forget to mention has a brown cone, but it's quite bolstered. And there's also a little Hogwarts emblem on the very top there. Super cool. And then we have Gillyweed, which we see Harry use in the 4th movie, which in the movie is given by Neville, in the book is given by Dobby. But here it is. They just use these little vine pieces, and I think it's pretty clever. It doesn't fill it out a whole lot, but I think it definitely gets the job done. So you have 4 little potions, and I think they look really, really nice. Again, the bottles on them to me look stunning, and the stud application that they use is really good. You can get all 4 of them to fit in the box. I like to display one on the side of the book though, so you can see it, because technically these are pretty hidden by the letter, as they are on the back of the stand, but it gives you something really nice to look at if you're looking at the back. So you don't have like one side that's not finished. So I do like it for that reason. And then the other element on this level is going to be the golden snitch, which is hung out by this black Technic rod. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. I think that it would have been much better and clear. It would have been easier to kind of not notice, but I really like the build for the snitch. I think that this one got some pretty mixed reviews. Some people didn't like the wings because they were like the hot air balloon pieces, but I think that it makes it look a lot more graceful and small. I think if they were brick built, it just would have been too bulky and too heavy to keep this snitch kind of afloat on the side. So that's probably the reason they chose it. But I like all of these pearlized gold pieces that they use. It gives a decently good rounding effect, and we get kind of a more life-size snitch. It is probably just a little bit small, but I really like that they include it, and it just kind of sticks on. You've got a little hole right here, a Technic hole, to put the Technic pen, and you do get a little bit of the illusion that it's flying. Nothing super crazy, but I still think it looks really nice coming out of the side there. And then, of course, the highlight to the actual icon itself is absolutely Hedwig. She is so gorgeous. I just am like really impressed. Her head spins super smooth. just like an owl, and they made her so pretty. If you got the flying Hedwig, which I did a review on my channel, she's cute too, and the flying motion is really cool, but this one, the accuracy on this one is just really neat. And she's probably a little bit smaller than life size, but I think she's just really, really pretty. You definitely get a snowy owl effect going on, and just the wings look really good. And all sides, honestly, of Hedwig look just so finished. There's nothing that looks bad on her. She's really pretty. I love her a lot. And there are some articulation individually with each feather of her wings, and she's held on. Basically, you build the legs, and then you build the body, and you click the body onto the legs. There's a Technic rod that holds it. But really cool. Now, if you can probably tell, this does wobble a little bit. It is a heavy set. Don't transport it a lot. I was a little bit nervous moving it into here to do the review. So you just definitely want to make sure that you're careful. But this Hedwig is so pretty, and she just stands out so well on the shelf. Just the set in general really does. But then we have the items that don't actually stick onto this statue that I want to go over. All right, now we do get Harry's glasses, which is kind of a nifty little simple build. They're relatively flimsy, but they actually do fit on your face. Do they look good? No, they don't, but they do fit, and I like that aspect, and you can fold them kind of any way you want to be able to display them. So really funny that they did this. I kind of like the idea of it, and it's really comical to me that they made them actually fit on somebody's face. But those are Harry's glasses, and they're just a relatively simple build, pretty flimsy, so I wouldn't wear them like for a costume or anything, but I do like that. Next we get Felix Felicis, which in my opinion is a super strange thing to add to this set, but it kind of works because we have some other potions, I guess. And it was more, I guess, of a standout icon of the Half-Blood Prince, perhaps. That's why they did it. I don't really know. But yeah, so we have Felix Felicis here, and it's super strange because this piece actually glows in the dark. I can't actually show you. It's too bright in here. But all of these white bricks glow really, really well in the dark. I do like the stopper, and this is a sticker, though it's not so hard to put on because it is rounded off. But a knife-shaped bottle. I think they kind of get the job done with it, so can't complain there. And then we get a chocolate frog, which I flipped over. And I love that we have a brick-built chocolate frog. We get them in the little frog molds all the time. Like Harry Potter is not shy with including chocolate frogs. So I think it's really appropriate that we got an actual brick-built posable. His legs move. Chocolate frog, it's really cute. I think it looks pretty good. It gets the job done. Again, pretty life-size to probably what you would open up and eat as a candy. So you get him, and he's really cute. And then probably one of the biggest selling points of this set, if you were not sold on the icon statue alone, but you were into collecting the 20th anniversary minifigures, this would make you buy it. And they probably did this on purpose. But you get this really beautiful stand with 3 minifigures. We have McGonagall, and they're all in gold. And it's her in her like perfect form with her hair underneath her hat. Looks so good. And then the minifigures do have 20 years on the back of them like that. We get Albus Dumbledore, and that is a print. Both of those are printed pieces. The Harry Potter, kind of old school Harry Potter star icon, and then the Albus Dumbledore logo. And then you get this Albus Dumbledore from the CMF series. And I think this is the coolest looking Dumbledore in my opinion. It is my favorite. And then we get Hagrid, which is a really, really cool gold figure because he's so big and they had to make so many exclusive parts gold for this figure. Like the other minifigures, you just do a couple of skirt pieces, some leg pieces, you do the arms, but Hagrid has special arms, special pants. He's got a big torso. So they basically, and an umbrella too. So they had to go really out of their way to create this Hagrid. I think he looks so good. And then obviously it's Dumbledore and kind of his like little chocolate frog expose. I personally find this minifigure really hard to get into this stand, but you can remove him because he's not expected to stick around all day. But basically, it is meant to be where these two are the end caps and Albus is always in the top. Now, with this awesome stand, they also include buildable sections for your other 20th anniversary minifigures, which is really cool. So all you have to do is remove the end caps, which is McGonagall and Hagrid. There we go. You remove them just like that, and then add the new stand on, and it expands this base here and lets you display all of your figures. So once you have the whole collection, it's a really, really beautiful display. And I'm personally not going to put the figures on here because I don't have them all. So I need to finish getting these. I don't have every single set in the 20th anniversary line, unfortunately, yet. but I will, and I'll add them. It obviously looks a little silly right now, but it does give you the option to expand and put the new figures on here. And then these gold-plated stands come with it, so you don't have to save your old ones just in case you like tossed those or what have you. So overall, I think it's a really fantastic set. It's just a really stunning piece. I think it really just stands out in any kind of collection. And the golden minifigures is really the icing on the top that's going to attract a lot of people to want this set. We have 3 probably the best golden minifigure characters. They really took their time in deciding who they wanted to make gold in this, I feel like. And they just chose some great characters for it. And so overall, I loved this set. I was not burdened at all by the price because I felt that this was totally worth it. It was pretty fun to build. While Hedwig is obviously a little bit repetitive because she has 2 very large wings, it was not too bad. I did find myself having to pay close attention when building her. I messed up on a couple of pieces and had to go back and fix them, so just kind of be wary of that. The book build is super simple and pretty satisfying. It comes together really fast because they're essentially hollow in the middle, and then you want to pay a little bit of attention on the wand. But other than that, I mean, I'd say it's a really easy build for an 18+ set in that regard, and it just looks fantastic. I feel like with these Lego Harry Potter D2C sets, they just are like, okay, Harry Potter team, do whatever, and we're going to just send it out because you know what? The fans are going to love it. I kind of wish they do it with Star Wars. They're not so ballsy with Star Wars, but they really are with Harry Potter, and I think it pays off a lot. I really like the set. It's something I never would have imagined ever coming from Lego. You know, when Lego Harry Potter first started, it truly was just building sets, and they were very meh looking, but you know, you got enough play value to enjoy them. Nowadays, Harry Potter Lego has turned so sculpturesque. It's incredible. Like the design techniques that Lego has used and put into place have so exceeded probably their original expectations when they started the Harry Potter line 20 years ago. And I think this is a really nice homage to that. I think it really does it justice and shows some of the best parts of Harry Potter in a really dynamic, cool statue. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.